Okay, so we're getting ready to hit the road, and I see Nissan is still using the same familiar key design. Alright guys, so just to show you, this is the 360-degree camera of the new Almera Turbo, and we can move off a bit and see. You can see here, resolution is, well, it's not spectacular, but it's acceptable for the price range. And you can see here at this border here, the stitching between the images are pretty decent. So actually, in my opinion, they could actually even have removed these lines, and it would still have formed a very cohesive and very understandable image. All right, so we are in the area of Glenmary. Okay. Okay. Wow, the acceleration of the 1.0 turbo engine is pretty good, pretty decent. All right, let's, okay. Nice. The pairing of the engine and the transmission is pretty decent. So there is urgency in the acceleration, and I apologize for the rain. Hopefully it doesn't cut out my audio too much. Okay. So the suspension absorbs the rumble strips pretty decently. Alright, ride is pretty alright, pretty decent. There's a hint of firmness to the ride as I went over the rumble strip, but the suspension damps. I would say it damps the bodily movements pretty well. So right now I'm manipulating the gear lever here. The action of the gear lever actually is positive, very nicely weighted. So the overall perception of quality in this cabin really, it is unmistakably a very big leap from that guy over there, the predecessor. Very, very big leap. So the off-the-line acceleration it's good, right? It leaps off the line pretty strongly. And just now I hit a sharp thud. Suspension is really, really coping well with all the bad surfaces of road here. A very well damped ride, I have to say. Turn left here, huh? Alright. So I'm gonna turn left in here. Go in and turn.
Go straight.
Just go straight,
Yeah,
huh?
until the Holiday Inn.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I would say the performance of this powertrain is entirely satisfactory for urban use at the very least. And thus far I find no faults in the vehicle's dynamics. So I'm going over paved brick roads, right? Very good. So thus far, what I can tell you right now is that this is a very pleasant car to live with on a day-to-day basis. The ride is comfortable. The engine produces, well, not blistering, but entirely adequate performance. Okay. not bad. There's a feeling, there's a well sorted feeling to this car that, you know, it gives you the sensation that yes, it is basic, it is mechanically simple, but there is effort put in to fine-tune the elements to ensure that everything works together in harmony. And there's just that overall feel of solidness to this car that is way better than the predecessor model. So earlier, right, before we came out, I said in the presentation and a few key points about this car. First thing you may want to be interested to know is the pricing. Now the Almera opens for bookings tomorrow, Saturday, 5th of August, no, 5th of September.
Yep.
All right, and the estimated pricing in this top spec variant, they call it VLT. Okay, it's VLT stands for technology. All right, the top spec variant, it's in the 90,000+ range. All right, the mid spec, which they call VLP, which is P for premium, that is in the high 80,000 plus range. All right, then also we have the base model, the standard VL model, that is in the low 80s range. So that's the estimated pricing of the car. All right, now they also gave us a comparison between the Malaysia spec Almera versus the Thai spec Almera, both of which has the 1-litre turbo. Now in most features, you know, things like most features, Malaysia actually gets the highest spec Almera within the ASEAN region. So we get 60/40 split folding seats that Thailand market does not get. We have autonomous emergency braking as standard in Thailand. The AEB is only available in the higher spec models. Okay, and also we get the option of leather seats. In Thailand it's all fabric. Higher spec variants in Malaysia get 16-inch wheels. In Thailand they are all 15s. Now the one thing that Thai spec versions of the Almera get and we don't is auto start stop. All right, it's because of for the car to comply with Thailand's eco car requirements. But that to me is an entirely acceptable. It is to me even a welcome omission, because auto start stop, it's something that I would switch off anyways if it comes in my car. None of my cars have auto start stop. My mother's CX-5 has auto start stop, but I tell her to turn it off because that thing is yeah, it saves your fuel, but it also drains your battery. So I think for the taste of Malaysian consumers, I think it was a good call to omit auto start stop from the Malaysia spec Almera. Suspension travel over the bumps, very good. And thus far, within the confines of this limited test drive, we of course have to evaluate the car more closely when we have the chance to do so. Thus far, I'd say that I have very few complaints of this car. Right? So it has proven to be an entirely satisfactory car to drive, and I think within the context of what it offers in this segment, there really is nothing to complain about in this new Almera. Okay guys, so we are nearing the end of our test drive of the new Nissan Almera Turbo, and I must say that yeah, this really is proving to be one of the I think Nissan is really onto a winner here. All right, this car styling wise looks great, looks way better than the predecessor, and definitely now it has become one of the sharpest looking cars in the segment. I mean, even next to the Honda City, next to the Vios, next to the Mazda 2, I would say that this is perhaps the best proportioned sedan in the B segment at present. Okay, then of course the powertrain. Now Of course, some of us would say that, hey, you know, 1.0 turbo, can it do high speed long distance run, you know? And I'm of course one of those people that say that prefer to have large capacity engines for long distance trips. But I can't answer that right now. But I would say that thus far, in the context of experiencing this car now in entirely urban driving conditions, the performance has proven to be entirely respectable. And in any case, B segment cars are built with urban driving as their primary remit. So in that sense, this Almera Turbo fulfills its brief. And but I have to say, overall, what really impresses most about this car is the sheer amount of progress of leveling up that Nissan has made to this car relative to the predecessor. This now definitely is one of the segment's I would say forefront choices. All right, one of the segment's leading choices now, and definitely very, very competitive. It would give the likes of the Honda City, the Toyota Vios, really something to think about hard. So you see right now, the final stint, I'm driving over the paved bricks on the Tanjung showroom. Alright, so I just slammed through that bump, and the suspension coped with it fairly well. So not bad overall. I think this is definitely something worth checking out. And if any of you guys are shopping for a B segment sedan, you definitely need to check this Almera out. All right, and it's a pretty decent car. Okay. Now, as we all know, Pacific and Orient's Pro Mileage plan allows you to save up to 40% of your car insurance renewal if your mileage does not exceed 5,000 kilometers per year. But do you know that even if your mileage exceeds the 5,000 kilometer mark, you can still benefit from that plan? Now, this is because P&O allows you to top up to the next coverage level without needing to incur any extra charges. So you can think of this as something of an interest-free installment plan for your car insurance. Just pay as you drive. So take me for example, the amount I save from insuring the S-Max with Pro Mileage freed up extra cash flow for me to repaint the Wajah. Log on to poitoyou.com or call the number on your screen now to find out how much you can save off your next car insurance renewal.